Welcome. Today we're diving into something that, well, it kind of flips the whole idea of networking on its head. It challenges the notion that you need to spend hours and hours connecting, and instead it offers a simple system that could completely transform your results in just 10 minutes a day. I mean, let's be honest for a second. Does networking sometimes feel like a whole other full-time job? You know, the one you never even applied for? You know it's important, but man, the sheer time and energy it seems to demand can be just overwhelming. You know the drill. You go to all the events, you're drowning in business cards, you send those, slightly awkward follow-up emails, and at the end of the month, you kind of look back and think, did any of that actually go anywhere? It's a super common frustration, but what if the problem isn't you? What if it's the entire approach? Okay, so here's where things get really interesting. Instead of trying to work harder, we're going to look at a model that's all about working smarter. This is not about adding more to your to-do list. It's about a simple, consistent habit that changes the whole game. So let's meet the star of the show, the 10 to 15 minutes a day model. At its heart, it really just boils down to two things: focus and consistency. You're not trying to be everywhere with everyone. Instead, you're building deep, real relationships with a very, very select group of people just by using these small daily actions. So here's where you start. You create what the source calls your A-list. And we're not talking about hundreds of people here. Nope. We're talking a super focused group of just 20 to 25 people, maybe 30 tops. Right away, that makes the whole thing feel so much more manageable, doesn't it? Okay, but here's where the magic really happens. This is the hidden power of that small list. Just think about it. If every single one of your 25 key contacts knows just 25 other relevant people, boom, your potential network just exploded to 625 people. That is some serious leverage from a tiny, focused list. All right, so you've got this small, powerful list. You can see the potential. But how do you actually do it? Like, what does this look like day to day? Let's get into the mechanics and see how this all builds into a simple, powerful routine. The whole secret here is about frequency, but not in an annoying way. The goal is to make one little touch, a point of contact with each person on your A-list about once every 2 weeks. That's it. It's about creating this gentle, consistent presence. And this is how it all adds up to just a few minutes a day. It's actually super simple math. So if you have 30 people on your list, right, and you're touching base with each one every 2 weeks, well, that's 15 people a week. Divide that by a 5-day work week, and you're looking at just 3 little connections per day. 3! I mean, anyone can do that. So your entire daily habit, the whole 10-minute routine, is just these 3 super simple steps. Step 1, you look at your list, pick your 3 people for the day. Step 2, you decide how you're going to reach out. And step 3, you do it and just make a quick note that it's done. That's literally the whole thing. And that how part, it's totally flexible. This is key. A touch doesn't mean you have to set up some long, formal meeting. No way. It could just be a quick email with an article you thought they'd like, or simple text just checking in, maybe a super short phone call, or, hey, even an old-school handwritten note. The variety keeps it feeling real and authentic. Okay, so the how is dead simple, but the real question is, why? Does this little 10-minute habit work so much better than spending hours at some stuffy networking event? Well, it all comes down to the psychology of building trust. The biggest reason this works is something called top-of-mind awareness, or TOMA for short. Just think about it, right? When a friend asks you for a recommendation, for a restaurant, a book, whatever, who do you suggest? Usually it's the person or brand you thought of most recently. By just gently and consistently showing up in a helpful way, you become that person. When an opportunity pops up, your name is the first one that comes to their mind. There's this quote from the source material that just nails it. Trust builds rapidly by giving into the relationship, and the desire to give back is the natural outcome. See, it's not about what you can get, it's about what you can give. It's about pouring into that relationship. And when you do that, the other person's desire to help you back, it's not something you have to ask for. It just happens, naturally. And you know what? That feeling, that desire to give back, it builds up way faster than you'd think. The source points out that after that first little touch, by the time you reach out a second time, that reciprocity engine is already starting to warm up. They're already thinking, what can I do for this person? And by that third touch, that trust is really starting to get solid. So what's the end game here? All this leads to the ultimate goal: getting a steady, predictable flow of really high-quality referrals. Let's talk about the real payoff for these 10 minutes a day. But here's the absolute key. You have to remember this. The whole system, all its power, it really only works if you turn this simple routine into an automatic habit. It's got to be like brushing your teeth, something you just do without even thinking about it. And what's the result? What happens when you do this day in and day out? Well, the source material says that when this system is firing on all cylinders, it can generate, get this, 10 to 12 top-notch referrals every single month. Just think about that. From a tiny list and a 10-minute daily commitment. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. We all have 10 minutes, right? It's the time we spend scrolling on our phones or waiting for coffee. What could happen if you took that little slice of time and turned it into this powerful relationship-building habit? What could that change for you?